Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into Natas, a war game from OverTheWire, which is designed to sharpen your web security skills. Before we get started, however, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's jump in and start hacking away through Natas. The level I'm going to do will be level 33. I think this is the last level we need to handle. So we can copy this address to begin with, and then we can head over to Linux. Press enter. As usual, we need to supply the username Natas33, and also we can get its password from notebook and paste into password field. Click sign in. Apparently, this application allows us to upload a file. So upload firmware update, no file selected. I think without any hesitation, we can view its source code. And let me make the font a bit bigger so you can see what's going on exactly. We focus on the middle section of this page, which is PHP code. So I think here define the class executor, and inside this executor class, besides 3 private attributes like a file name, signature, init, state, false, and the 2 functions. The first one is construct function. You know, this function would be triggered, would be called when the object is created. Okay? And another function is destruct. So when the object is destroyed. So what's going on here? Of course, so far the class will not be executed until the object is created or destroyed. So now we can go to this part here, start the session at the server side, and then we'll check to see whether post array, you know, this is the array, contains the key name is a file name, and then we'll check to see whether the files array contains the key name is uploaded file. So I think here hidden, so max file size and also the file name and also uploaded file. Oh, and here there is another piece of PHP code. This will generate the random string or the session ID. And this session ID would be serving us file name. And let's go back. As you can see over here, so when the object is initiated, and then we'll get the file name. So I think because this is client-side generated, I think this can be easily bypassed. We can, we can use our own file name. Okay. So next, we'll check to see whether the size of the file is larger than 4093. And next, we'll move the uploaded file to this directory, Natas33 upload, and then the file name. Okay, so this is attribute we define here. Okay, so now and then the update or the file has been uploaded to this path. And next is the destruct function. So we'll change directory to this directory, where the uploaded file is uploaded to or is located, and then we'll call function md5. We'll calculate md5 value of this file, and then we'll make judgment if the value md5 value equals to a signature. And as you see over here, the signature is a bit long, so I don't think it's reasonable to make brute forcing. For example, we can upload some sort of file and then try to manipulate or use different content and then calculate the MD5 value of this file. Make sure the MD5 value equals to this signature. I think this will take a very, very long time to do. Okay, we need to find something else in terms of vulnerabilities. So next, conclusions, and then we'll execute the command. So I think we should, the first thing I think we know so far, we need to upload to PHP file, okay, because this file will be executed. The problem is how to, because just I mentioned we cannot make brute forcing to upload a specific file to make sure that its MD5 value equals to this signature. So how to do? I think this involves, because the destruct function, this involves deserialization attack. Although I think maybe in the level of 26, we have already demonstrated how to use PHP deserialization attack to, for example, to get information, to run command. But I think another problem, or one problem we are facing, is in this piece of code we cannot see some kinds of unserialization function as before or as the level 26. So this is a problem, and this involves another concept of PHP. That we can go to the Google, the PHP, the PHAR file. This is, maybe I can open up the link in new tab. This is short for PHP archive. Yeah, PHP archive. And also I think we can construct, so instruction, so this file should contains some data, okay, like metadata. Okay, I think this block gives us the way how to, conduct PHAR deserialization attack. And this involves one kind of stream wrapper. And because on the server side, when the object is destroyed, we'll call the destruct function, and then at that time, if we can do some kind of deserialization, and then we can execute some kinds of a command. Okay, and okay, here PHAR archives similar to the jar file in the Java. Okay, and so a valid PHAR file includes 4 sections: start, this is just maybe in the most simplicity, this just one line of code, like this one. And next, manifest. So we will put the the object into the manifest part, and this object would be deserialized. Sorry about that. Okay, so how to do? And we need to, first of all, we need to create the file which allow us to access or execute a command. I've already done that before. Very simple. This PHP file contains one line of code. Just want to retrieve the password from the of the Natas 34, and this is the function pass through, similar to system function. Okay, next we need to create the PHAR file, and I like to I've already done that before. To be honest, I got it from one friend. Okay, so here we can follow the class. You can see over here in the source code, we follow the structure of the existing class and to build this executor class. So the file name is this one. Of course, this file will be uploaded to the target later, and the signature is true. And then we'll initialize the PHAR file, and we want to create the test PHAR file, and we'll set the stub, and also here we'll initialize the instance for the class, and then this object will be put into the metadata of this PHAR file. Okay, and then we'll add from string. So now we can create the PHAR file. However, I think you will get the error like this one: PHP RNI settings PHAR read only, because of our settings by default with respect to these two settings. We need to make it we need to disable this option. So we can I think we can use vim, and so we can locate this file, and we can open this PHP file. And so of course I've already by default this option would be set to on, okay, or comment out, but I've already modified this to be off for this lab. Okay, so now I've already done that before. And also another configuration file we need to modify is this one. We can copy the absolute path of this configuration file, and here by default the PHAR read only option is on. So we need to, first of all, we need to come out this line and then set to modify to off. Okay, and then we can run this create PHAR file again, and I think now error is gone. So now the PHAR file has already been generated. Next, we need to upload this file. Okay, first of all, we need to upload this file to the target, and user, we need to specify the basic authentication Natas 33, and let me copy its password. Okay, and then URL we can copy from the browser. Okay, and then we can try to upload the file. So the file should be, I think should be uploaded. But we can copy. Of course, you can use Bubble Suite, but command line Q can can do this as well. Okay, so PHP, and also we need to change this this key pair. At this moment, the key, the value, we need to change the value for this key file name. Otherwise, this would be random or session ID, and this session ID would be serving as file name. But I want to be, to be same as this one, so we can use another F option, uppercase F option, file name to be PHP. Now, if we can press enter, as you can see, the file has been uploaded to, to this file. Next, similarly we need to upload this file. Okay, so we just change it to test file, and also we can change its file name. I've already explained the reason why we do this way. Okay. Okay, it's done. Also, this file or PHP archive file has been uploaded. Next, we need to access this file, but this time we need to use the protocol PHAR, and this time we'll call the function md5 underscore file, and then we'll bypass the signature validation. So now we can press enter again. As you can see, we successfully retrieve the password for the next level. So then we can copy and we can access the last level, 34, Natas. Sign in. Fantastic. Congratulations. We have reached the end for now. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.